today. I hope you're blessed. Got the book club. It starts at 6 o'clock. But oh my goodness, the last 24 hours for me have been hectic. I did my Bible study video yesterday, and it's still uploading to YouTube. In fact, it's only 21% uploaded, and I started it last night about 7 o'clock. Our internet has been awful. It is cloudy and rainy and windy. So that's trying to. So I know when we do our book club after it gets posted, sometimes it takes up to 18 hours to upload to YouTube. So I'm sure that we're going to be about 24 hours for this one to upload. But that's okay because it'll be out there eventually and you can hear the good news and the excitement and learn a little bit, share a little bit. So we are ready. I have one person on who is on with me tonight. You know, this book, Though None Go With Me, this is a different book. The first book we read kept you boom, boom, boom. It was just really, this one, it's a slower pace. It's got deep thought in it, but it's just a little bit slower pace. But I am enjoying it, and we are, oh, see my bookmark? One of my wonderful viewers named Donna makes these, and she made this bookmark for me. So thank you again, Donna. I love it. So I'm already, like I said, we're halfway through the book now. And it's had a lot of exciting things happen. Mara, hi, sweetie. Yes, my bookmark. Donna, one of the viewers, made it for me. Yes, I hope Sheila can come on tonight. I know she was with her, sick relative. How are you feeling, Mara? Have you almost healed from your surgery? I hope you're doing well. Oh, how's your weather there? Great. I love it. I love it. Great. Wonderful. Like I was saying, we have been so rainy and gloomy and windy here. My Bible study video, I tried to upload last night at 7 o'clock. And right now I'm looking at the computer. It's only 21% uploaded. It has been ridiculous. And we know the book club already, by the time they do their edits and checks and it gets posted, sometimes it can take 18 hours. Well, I'm expecting 24 hours with the way YouTube is being now. I guess more and more people are just getting on YouTube, and it just takes them more time to edit and go through all the videos and whatnot. But all right, I'm going to give them a few more minutes. We read chapters 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's right, Mara. That's right. Give it to God. Put it in his hands. He can do a lot better job than we can he? A lot better than we can. So give it to God. And I wish more people could do that. They still try to keep it and manipulate it and worry about it. And that's what causes so much stress and depression in today's society. They just can't give it to God. They say, okay, I'm going to, they don't give it to them. They don't release it because God doesn't want us to be anxious and depressed. No. But the more and more I see ads and read articles, I don't know what the exact percentage of the population in the United States is depressed, but it's pretty high. It's pretty high. So it's sad. God's here. Give it to him. Turn it over to him. So, all right. Well, Mara, it looks like it's just me and you. I wonder where Sheila is. I didn't get any messages from her, but all right. Well, let's start talking about the book. Now, to me, chapters 9, 10, 11, 12 were sort of low key. This book doesn't have the excitement and the high points that I'm looking for. It's a wonderful story. It has wonderful things in it. but it's not really the high spiritual points. Where two or more right. You are oh so right. One and two. That is you. That is me. Yes, Mara. He is here with us. Yes, ma'am. You are oh so right. But I think basically in these 4 chapters, the only real characters that were worth mentioning were, of course, Elizabeth herself, Will, of course, and Ben. Everything else, I mean, she brought up a little memory of her aunt, and she brought up, a little memory of her father, and she talked to the pastor a little bit, but we only had really those 3 that were focused on this week. Now, it opened up with Elizabeth. Now, this is after she found out that he'd been getting her letters at the end of chapter 8, but hadn't responded to her or his parents. So it opened up with her being worried that Ben wouldn't even come home at all. So what did she do? She got active in the church. And that's the best thing we can do is volunteer our time and get active doing God's work. I thought that was interesting because we remember this is back in the early 1900s. So the girls had the Sunday school room and the boys had the Sunday school room, but she taught the 4th grade girls. I thought that was really, really interesting. Now, she graduated. She graduated June 8th, 1918. She graduated from high school. And I think the most interesting fact when it told about her graduation is that Ben's parents came. I mean, wow. They'd already found out that Ben had been lost at sea and she was moving on, but his parents came to her graduation. Love tell will love to throughout all of this. Yes. Yep. And let's talk about Will. In chapter 9, when she was contemplating on what to do, her little quote, when she saw him, remember he was washing the dishes in the kitchen, and it popped into her head. She says, foreknowledge was clear to her then that her future was with Will. And remember, God had already told Will that he was going to marry her. But, when she was in her year mourning after Ben had been lost at sea, I thought that was very interesting when he had a couple dates with this Lucy character, how jealous she got. She didn't want to wait for a year of mourning. She wanted to start dating and courting. Well, courting back then, courting. Let's see, I was surprised that Ben's parents came to graduation. I just felt like they were a little resentful that she married Will. I agree. I agree they were resentful. And that follows through back in chapter 12 when we find out that he was alive and his mother is the one that told Elizabeth. Yeah, I think they felt that she should have waited for him. But you got to go where God leads you. She certainly did get jealous about. Yes, didn't she get jealous about Lucy? I love that. I love that. God was really tapping on her shoulder, showing her that she's really loved, will, and need. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, because you don't have feelings like that unless there's love involved. You don't care who they go out with, what they do. No, Lucy bothered her. And like I said, I don't think she wanted to wait that year, that official year of mourning. I think she wanted Will to go ahead and make advancement and start courting. But he very respectful. And what really got me? When she got influenza. Did you see the care that he took taking care of her when she was sick? I mean, first of all, not many men do that. When women and children get sick, men just sort of go on the back burner. But he was so good to her, taking care of her. That impressed me. Um, let's see. What did she say? His quote. I'm trying to find the quote about Will. After he had nursed her back from the influenza, her quote, he was the most gallant man she would ever know. So, see, God, like you said, as far as making her jealous over Lucy, God was opening her eyes and letting her see, no, this is the fit. This is the one I picked for you. This is the one you're going to have. He was amazing. I think he really saw that it caused much deeper love. Oh, yeah. Think about it. They were together almost constantly with him nursing her and taking care of her. And even Lucy said they have so much in common. Remember, they'd been childhood friends, but they had so much in common. God knew. God knew before they were born they were supposed to be together. And he was so polite not to live in the same place and to make her look, yes, disgraced. Yes. Like he said, what was her quote? The most gallant man she would ever know. And he definitely was. All right, so let's go back to her birthday. January 1st, 1920. They got married on her birthday. I think that's exciting. And what was the wedding gift? Sounded like a mansion to me. It was in the same neighborhood that she grew up in with her father's house. And it had all these amenities. I mean, sounded like a mansion. And I mean, think about it. This is someone who had 3 and 4 jobs going through school, you know, media school before he graduated high school. Then, he got jobs. He put himself through school, became an accountant, and really made something of himself. But he loved her so much. And you can see it. You can see it in just the way it describes how he looks at her, how he treats her, how respectful he is when he even asks her questions and waits for her answers. He loves her. But to give her a house like that, I mean, amazing. And she almost didn't want to take it. It was comical. She almost didn't want to take it. Pretty good. I think I did feel like a mansion to her. She was really surprised that he had saved up so much to make it nice. Yeah. He loved her. And we know he's a hard worker. Like I said, when he was in middle school, he had 2 and 3 jobs to earn money. So we know he's good. If Will was jealous at all the memories she had with Ben, no. And I don't think he was jealous at all. I don't think he was jealous at all. Because let's think, this marriage came from God. Will knew that. Will knew he was secure and safe. He knew this had God's blessing on it. Because, I mean, later on, when they're notified that Ben's alive and Ben comes back, Will's writing letters to him. Both of them are writing letters to Ben. There's no animosity. There's no anything. And then when they go meet him, he's right there. And after the meeting, he communicates. But what I liked about Elizabeth and all the communications with Ben, who was her ex-fiance, she hid nothing from Will. Will saw the letters. She even had Will respond to some of the letters. And that is a good marriage. No secrets. So therefore, Will didn't have a reason to be jealous. She impressed me. She very much so impressed me with that. If Will was jealous, the memory yeah, right. No, that was really good. All right, now let's talk about these babies. Now we know Will wants a house full. Let's see. They had, now tell me, there's no animosity or no hard feelings. What did they name their firstborn? Benjamin Philip. He was named after Ben Phillips. Benjamin Philip. Named after Ben Phillips, her first fiance. Now you tell me a man is not secure to name his child that. Too bad today that no secret says what a lot of You're true. It's true. So many people try to keep secrets from their spouses, thinking, oh, well, if I don't tell them, they won't get upset. And this, they're going to find out one day. And they're going to be a lot more upset that you kept the secret than if you told them. And you're oh so right. But it's a me world. Everybody lives in the flesh. They think they can fix everything. They can heal everything. They can take care of everything. They don't realize how important God is and how much they need God, even in that little circumstance. Don't tell a lie. Don't keep a secret. It's sad. So we had Benjamin Philip, named after Ben, and he was a sickly child. Then we had Elizabeth Vera. They called her Betty. And she had chronic asthma. And she, from the way they described her, I think she was petite, small in nature. And then the last, tell me this wasn't her perfect. This was not her favorite. She even called him the perfect baby. Bruce James, the last one. The one that, remember, she didn't know how to tell him she was pregnant because she didn't want another child. This child was perfect, healthy, smart, learning. Because at one part of the book, it mentioned Elizabeth Vera because of her health, wanting to put her in a sanitarium. So, yeah, but so she had 1 in 21, 1 in 24, and 1 in 25. And I think Will still wants more, but I think she's done. She does a lot. She does a lot of volunteering work with the church and a lot of stuff. That last one was yes. Yeah, I agree. Bruce was her favorite. Yeah, I totally agree. All right, so what do we have here? Ben, we know we got the letters lost at sea. Oh, I did find an interesting fact in here. When it was talking about how many sailors were lost at sea, it said over 20% of the bodies were never recovered. I mean, it's one thing to lose a loved one, but you want the formality of a funeral to say goodbye to them, to give them to God. It's just, but in World War One, over 20% of the casualties, they never found bodies that were returned home to their families. That was sad. Let's see, they were notified that he'd been in the hospital with amnesia. And then they got with him in the summer of 27. They met with Ben. So, I mean, what we have this week is a lot of interesting little tidbits and stuff. And I love reading about how much Will loves Elizabeth. I just love that. That's just, and he put God first. It's amazing. And Elizabeth is still putting God's first and trying to do God's will. Now, Ben wants to go to seminary and become a reverend. But I will tell you that it did make me nervous at their meeting when Ben made the comment, I hear your pastor's going to retire. I was like, oh my gosh, he can't go become their pastor. But then it straightened it out and he admitted he couldn't do that. I was, oh. Yeah, so many don't recover the Titanic wreck. Yeah. 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 So, but yeah, that was the most traumatic climactic point was when they were talking. Will and Elizabeth and Ben were talking, and Ben was acting like he, your minister's getting ready to retire. There's an opening. I don't think that would work well. We are human. We are flesh. But I think that would be a little too much temptation, even though you love your husband and you love your children. God tells us, don't sit with the unholy. Don't put yourself in a situation that's going to make you unholy. So I was very glad that he decided to go to another church. I just didn't like the comment and Ben made about how he was so different and hinted to the fact that he was now wrecked because she didn't marry. Well, I agree with you there, and that hit her very hard. But if you notice later on at the end of chapter 12, he sent her a letter and he apologized for that. Now, she didn't respond to the letter, but she had Will respond to the letter. I think he was just speaking out of anger and pain, but he did apologize for that, and she did accept his apology. So I totally agree. You can't blame someone for messing up your life. You know, I mean, what happened to him? He got drafted. He got sent overseas. He was hurt. He lost memory. He said he's starting to get some of his memory back. He lost, that was no control of hers. No, he just spoke out of the flesh, just pain and anger out of the flesh. Good thing Ben didn't. I know. I told you that was the most dramatic point. I was so worried. I was like, don't be the pastor. Don't be the pastor. He did, but it hurt her so much. Glad Will respond to the letter instead of her. Yeah. And that again just shows Will's love and compassion towards Elizabeth. I mean, it was a love triangle in the beginning. And Will knew that she loved Ben before she loved Will. But he also knew that it was part of God's master plan that they were to be together. Not Elizabeth and Ben, Elizabeth and Will. So I really enjoyed that. Now, we don't have but you and me on here. So I hope Sheila's all right. I'll send her a message and make sure everything. Yes, that he was part of God's master plan. Yeah. And we all are part of God's master plan, but we have to open up and acknowledge it and receive it and do it. And unfortunately, too many Christians want to be in the flesh, want to do things their way, their time, not in the spirit of God. So it is sad. Well, that's just about all I have for comments. Do you have anything else, Mara? I feel that I'm also part of God's master plan, like all of us. Yes, you are, Mara. And see, you know you are. You let God steer your life. You let God direct your life. You don't get in his way. And that's why you're so blessed. Because you don't get in God's way and he steers and directs and plans your life. Well, unless you have anything to add about chapters 9, 10, 11, and 12, we're going to pretty much end this. Next week now, we're only reading 3 chapters because these chapters are a little bit longer. We're going to read 13, 14, and 15. Nothing else that I can think of. I think you covered a lot of trying to find where to put your addresses so I can let you letter. My address is in the description. My P.O. box is in my descriptions of my. But if it's in the description of all my videos. But if you don't see it, just leave me a comment. I'll send you the information in the comment. And I do, Mara. I love talking to you. And I love reading your comments on my videos. I think you're a wonderful, strong Christian, a woman of God. I definitely do. So we're going to go ahead and end. Oh, hi, Denisa. Denisa shows up late. Hi, Denisa. So we're going to go ahead and end this. And next week, we're going to read chapters 13, 14, and 15. And I want you all to stay blessed. And remember, Genesis 31:49. The Lord watch between me and thee when we are absent from one another.